Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Today we are going to explore one of the worst massacres in Canadian history, which took place shortly prior to a wedding, with Marc Chahal taking out his vengeance on his estranged former family-in-law. Marc Chahal was born in 1966 and was a Sikh. He lived in the northeast of Vancouver, the capital of British Columbia, Canada. In December 1993, he successfully applied for a firearm acquisition certificate. He got into an arranged marriage in April 1994 to Rajwar Gakhal, one of 6 children. The daughter of Karnail and Darshan Gakhal, Rajwar was also a Sikh who was brought up by her family in Vernon, British Columbia, a quiet city of 30,000 people 185 miles northeast of Vancouver. Her family was highly valued in the community and had emigrated from Punjab, India, with Karnail having helped to set up the Sikh temple in Vernon. Karnail had worked since 1970 for Toyco Forest Productions Ltd in Lavington, a small town neighbouring Vernon. The pair moved to Burnaby in Metro Vancouver, the third largest city in British Columbia. The marriage was an abysmal failure and lasted just 9 months. Chahl was abusive towards his wife, calling her a slut on their wedding night, as well as abusive and beat her throughout their short-lived marriage. In January 1995, Rajwar divorced him when he was aged 29. Moving in with her family in Vernon, the abuse did not stop and he continued to be abusive towards her, with a total of 4 complaints against Chahal's threats and harassment lodged by Rajwar and her family over the next 15 months. In January 1995, Rajwar told the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Vernon of assaults committed by Chahl, but asked them not to investigate. Chahl wished to seek revenge on Rajwar and in February 1995, 1 month after his divorce, bought a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson semi-automatic handgun, and in May 1995 a .30 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. He did not have a criminal record and purchased the guns legally. He elected to use Rajwar's sister's wedding as a chance to take his vengeance out on her family and go down in what he saw as a blaze of vengeance and glory. Chahal's sister-in-law, Balwinder, aged 24, was getting married on the 9th of April 1996 in Vernon. Chahl was not invited to the wedding. An expected 200 guests were going to attend the wedding, a wedding which would never take place. On the 5th of April 1996, Chahl drove to Vernon and checked in to the Globe Motel under the pseudonym M. Singh. The motel is off Vernon's main road and is on the 39th Avenue. It has since been closed. During family preparations prior to the wedding, Chahl drove up to the family's 2-story house overlooking Vernon at 10:30 a.m. on the 6th of April 1996. Parking his green rental van outside the family home, he entered with 1 gun in each hand. Over the course of 5 minutes, he killed 26-year-old Rajwar, her parents Karnail, aged 50, and Darshan, aged 45, the wife-to-be Balwinder, aged 24, Rajwar's other sisters Jasbir, aged 30, and her husband Balgit Saran, aged 33, her other sisters Kalwinder, aged 21, Halvinder, aged 17, and her only brother Jaspal, aged 14. One of Jasbir's 3 daughters and Rajwar's niece, 6-year-old Justine, took a bullet wound through both thighs but survived, and Balgit Saran's mother, 60-year-old Gumail, was injured with a bullet to her face. Police found a total of 28 spent revolver casings with 2 empty semi-automatic gun clips, which each had 10 shots. A total of 8 people had been killed in what at the time was Canada's 3rd deadliest modern massacre. Following the École Polytechnique massacre on the 6th of December 1989, where 15 people were killed, as well as the Garantoir nightclub massacre on the 21st of January 1975, where 13 people were killed. Today it is Canada's 5th worst massacre after the Toronto van attack, which took place on the 23rd of April 2018, where Alec Minassian killed 10 people. Additionally, the 2020 Nova Scotia attacks between the 18th and 19th of April 2020 saw 23 people, including perpetrator Gabrielle Wortman, killed. Balvinder's groom, an engineer from Grimsby, Ontario, who was to enter an arranged marriage the next day, found out about her murder on the way to the wedding while flying from Toronto on the other side of the country. Chahl then drove his green rental van back to the Globe Motel where he was staying in Vernon, scribbled a suicide note and shot himself to death. In the suicide note, which was never released, he apologised for the shooting. He killed himself using the .40 semi-automatic handgun that he had used to kill his former wife's family, killing himself just before 11 a.m. Having heard the shot, motel staff called the police, who arrived at the Globe Motel and found Gakhal dead on the floor of his room with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A .12 gauge shotgun was found in his rental van. This gun was never used in the shooting. It was suspected by police that Chahl did not intend to commit suicide prior to the shooting, but was unable to live with the guilt of the mass murder that he had just committed. With 150 close-connected Sikh families living in Vernon, the small town was deeply affected and in shock. More than 600 people gathered at the local Sikh temple to pay respect to the Gakhal family during their funeral. In 2006, on the 10th anniversary of the shootings, members of the Gakhal family and survivors joined together at the Sikh temple and noted that their lives had completely changed and would never be the same as a result of the massacre. However, with the passage of time and deadlier massacres in Canada, this family massacre has largely been forgotten by Canada outside of Vernon. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to notify you of when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, and have an amazing day.